Hey everyone, this is Neil King, and I'm on location today in Cape May, New Jersey. I'm going to do a quick sketch. My first influence, though, for this one is Kevin O'Neill's The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Very popular series it did with Alan Moore. Really love this cover. But O'Neill has a real specific style, not traditional, not one of the big comic book company styles. And as you can see, I love his landscapes here. So what he does is he's got a very sketchy, kind of super hyper line quality that he has there. Like, I really like how he uses it in different places, gives it a great character. Lots of hatching, lots of character stuff, but I'm really kind of focusing on what he's doing here with all of his landscapes, this cliff, for example. And he's just getting all kinds of value and space doing that. He does a lot of this hatching, which is unique, and it's to see on a big book like this, somebody like this, to do that technique with the cross hatching in the background gives a great sense of depth. And that one too, like, look how great it is. It's not typical. Lots of little detail, brings you right through it. But I really love what he's doing in a very simplistic way. And the book in itself has a lot of character. Like, look at that view there. You're brought right into his style, based on reality, but his own rendition of it. I really love all the characters. So beautiful to look at. So specific. Like, look at that scene. I have to do that more with smoke. I like that look. So he's kind of the influence for this time, Kevin O'Neill. So I'm going to do this sketch here. Okay, as you can see, beautiful day. I'm walking by this jetty, and I'm going to work on that now. So forgive the moving camera here. I have it connected to the board I'm working on. So when you're outside, I'm just sitting on the sand, and I have my Bic Pen with me, and I'm just trying to get the feel of this. I do like to draw rocks and all kinds of stuff, so what I'm just trying to do here is just build some of the big shapes, and I have to decide where all of that light is coming from. Now again, this is just a quick little sketch, but it reminds you, and it gives your brain some type of a reference whenever you do have to do some of these things. So when I know how rocks kind of work, and how some of them, and they're just barely touching the water, and they're just kind of poking out, gives it a really nice depth, and pushes things back. There are a bunch of gulls around there, so I'm just putting a few of them in. At the time when I was drawing this, there were a lot of them on there. But for me, all I'm trying to do is get the feeling of this scene. So I'm just kind of moving through, establishing the same parts where all that, the shadow is. And you can see the shadow's all on that right-hand side. So just building off what I've got here. Very shaky camera here. But this is the idea. This is the way that I like to handle objects like this, establishing right away where that sun is, but slowly trying to figure out, when you're putting things with it, where they're all going to go. You are a graphic designer no matter what you do when you're doing these types of things, and so for me, I'm always looking for the contrast, always trying to look back and around and see how everything applies to each other. The thing is, a cartoonist, I could make some of this up, and I know I can, but what's good about going outside is to just keep looking for places that catch your eye, and you're going to get some of that there. Now with this, you can see a lot of stuff going on, the waves going in and out, the birds around there, but I'm still just trying to get the feel of it. Establishing slowly where these the waves are, and then again trying to have some of the gulls further away, shows a little distance. There's a lot of silhouette going on in there. So the actual rocks are very dark. But with this kind of a scene, you just really, to me, this is all about how will this piece here go behind this bunch of stuff in the front, light little marks on the front and the top. If this was finished, I probably would take some of these out. But when you're doing this kind of work, you just want to show everyone like where this, if this is all plausible, if this kind of, has a sense of reality. And as a cartoonist, I want to keep certain parts of reality, but I do want to have my own style so that I'm not laboring over any of these things. It's how I feel with it. And again, I'm just pushing some hatching in there, just like O'Neill does, where I can make it seem like a rock is going further back and bringing your eye up to the front. So I'm kind of moving my way through this pretty quickly. This is not something that I took a long time to do. Just like the rocks and all the little bits to it. So a quick reminder, remember I do a lot of books, and I have my Amazon store link with this video. And one of them that I do is Three Little Pigs in a Blanket, kids book, but it's a lot of fun, 2-color, goes to the story of the 3 little pigs and my take on it. And it goes through the 3 close friends and how one of them didn't want the other ones to leave. It seems like they were always trying to leave. So we have the story, and I think it has a lot of nice action to it, and talking about nice pieces of reference that I've done, looking at wolves or looking at things, but doing it in my own style of it. So check it out, 3 Little Pigs in a Blanket, all in my Amazon store. Working cartoonist here. Okay, so I'm trying to wrap this up on what I usually do in situations like this. I'll throw in usually somebody who's around to give you more idea of scale. So I believe this is probably my wife walking around looking for shells and all kinds of things on the beach. So again, like in these kind of things, I don't want to take away from the real part of this, which is the rocks, which is the jetty. So when I draw somebody this far away, it's just to kind of give you a little sense. It's almost a full silhouette, but pretty cartoony in, and just to give you a sense of it, a little motion, pretty much what she's wearing. Then I'm just kind of following through to finish this thing up. This is important to really go out, and again, I keep checking to see where I am, like where is that horizon line? Look at how high it is up there. And if I keep it nice and light, when I have all the other things dark, it just goes back. It's not going to have any kind of, it's not going to fight with my foreground. So the things that I have in here, the little bits of information, that's the real subject matter. Everything else just gives a sense of where it is and how big it is. And this is what you should be doing when you're out there sketching, is trying to figure out what it is that is the focal point and what's everything else that's in this. And I think this is a pretty good indication of how this goes. So I'm just finishing up here, a couple little things in the background. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in for this one. We'll figure walking across this jetty in Cape May, New Jersey, and we'll see you next time.